Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing great. I just recently picked up the new that is so hard to say, the new Flow Or collection from the Favori, as well as their Raw Earth collection number 2 inks from Sweetie Nail Supply. As per usual, the Favori does an amazing job with their packaging. This is like a book, and I'm just checking out what everything says on there, scoping it out. I was trying to just like slide off this outer like sleeve seal on it, but it was on there pretty tight, and so I kind of just gave up and ripped it off. I would have liked to have saved it, but it is what it is. It is just packaging at the end of the day. And now opening up the next layer, I swear they always have so many layers to their packaging, but it's fun, it's cute. And in here, in this little envelope, there's little like card papers you can do swatches on. I did initially do swatches on one of these to show, but the paper just absorbed some of the base color for the 3 lighter shades, and so it was kind of hard to differentiate them, so I ended up doing swatches on painted nail tips instead to show you all. And here are the 6 inks, and this is actually my first time using inks with their new packaging with these white abstract caps on them. They're quite fun. So I will go ahead and give these all a good shake and start swatching them for you. So what I have gathered about these inks is that they all have a gold metallic shift to them, and they disperse and separate randomly, and you could do a design just like this. You could leave it like that if you really wanted to. It would be really pretty just like that, or you can create a whole look, just add a little bit of it, do whatever you're feeling, have fun with it. And since this is my first time playing with these, I'm just kind of like dotting it around, dragging them, checking it out, and getting a feel for how these work. And so these swatches are kind of messy, but that's what happens when it's your first time using a new product. So this one was kind of hard to see against the nail tip that I have painted here. The base color is like a grayish taupey color. And so with different color bases, it would definitely pop more compared to this base color. And this one is actually just a clear ink with the gold in it. And so there isn't really a base color. You just get that gold dispersed effect on the nail. And here is the final one. This also is like a taupey beigey base color to it. I hope you can still kind of tell how these last three colors, well, I guess the second to last didn't really have a base color, but I hope it was still helpful to see these swatches and that you could still kind of get an idea of what the colors all look like and how these inks work. And here are all of them lined up next to each other. So you can get a nice close-up look of how these all dispersed and veined, and hopefully a better idea of what the base colors all look like. And now I'm just going to start playing around with some design ideas. When playing with inks, I like to use terracotta gels a lot of times just because it adds a fun texture, and inks really grab onto that terracotta gel as well, and you'll see that once I start to apply them. So I'm just going to grab a little brush load and start to place that onto the nail. And after I get it on there, I kind of like push it up to give it more peaks and then smooth it down so it's not like too sharp of points sticking straight up. And I will go ahead and cure that. And next I'm using this Peruka gel just to border around the terracotta gel and a little bit on top of it as well, just to smooth it out a tiny bit so that all of it's not super rough, and go ahead and cure that. Next, I'm going in with the color Ginger from the Raw Earth 2 collection. I realized I didn't even swatch these, but hopefully you guys know how these work. They kind of disperse with little specks in them. If you've seen the first collection, these are just more colors. And you can see how it really grabs into that terracotta gel on the top right area, compared to how it just glides right across the areas that have the Peruka gel on it. And so I'm just going to keep going in little bits here and there and kind of amp up the opacity. And then once I like how it looks, I will give it a few seconds to dry before the next step. Now I'm just going to add a clear coat and cure it, because I want to protect this layer from any of the next steps that I'm going to do, because I like how this looks. Next, I decided to grab this Mayan Bee ink in 005. It's just their white alcohol ink. Well, I think all their inks are alcohol inks. So I have some gel cleanser in a dappen dish, and I'm just going to dot it around just a little bit, and then use a brush to start to push it around till I like how it looks. After letting that dry for a few seconds, I'm going in with the shade Yak from the Flow Ore inks. And just starting with a little bit, I'm just going to drag it diagonally down the nail and then kind of go in with a little bit of a heavier hand, dotting a little bit more and dragging. It's hard to manipulate an ink that does what it wants, so trying to relinquish control a little bit, it's hard. And here I'm just pointing out how the gold really accentuates on like the peaks of that terracotta gel that are sticking through, which adds just more of that textured look to it. And I'm just going back in and keep playing with it, pushing it around as much as I can, I guess, I even grabbed a brush to try to manipulate it just a little bit more. It's hard not to have that perfectionist mindset with something like this. At this point, I am quite satisfied with how this looks because, you know, you can always add different things on top of it if you don't like how this looks. But this does look pretty, but I am going to add more to it. So I am going to do another clear coat and cure it to protect this layer. And here's just a closer look at what we have going on so far. You can see all the different layers that we have built thus far. Next, I decided to grab, I believe this is called their layering gel. It came in a set of 2 colors, just white and black. I'm not sure if these are still available or if they're discontinued. They came out quite a while ago, and I know the Favori is always launching new things. So yeah, I'm not sure if these are still on there or not. I'll have to look. But I'm just going to place a little bit. I don't want too much on there, just a little bit of that look that this effect has. So I'm going to use a brush and a lint-free wipe as well, just to remove too much of it, since I just want just a touch of it. Then I will go ahead and give that a cure once I'm satisfied with how it looks. And this is the finished look after another coat of clear and the top coat. This turned out super cool, and here you can definitely see all the different layers that we have going on, and I hope you try it out. For this next design, I did basically the same thing for the base, so I went ahead and skipped filming that again, and going in with the ginger ink one more time as well. And this time, instead of doing a clear coat here, I'm just going straight in with the Suey color, and I'm just gonna be meshing it, pushing it around alongside the ginger ink. And I'm just going to go back and forth between the two, just blending them, putting it on top of the other ones. and then I will let it dry before moving on to the next step. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a layer of clear coat and give that a cure. Next I'm using the Might Be ink again, but I have it on a palette, and I also grabbed a clear gel, and then I have my gel cleanser in a dapping dish as well. And this time I'm using a brush from You and Me. I wasn't really sure what I was going for with this part, but I decided to go for something. So I just dragged the ink across the nail first. I didn't want to do like a full like marbly look, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what I was thinking when I was doing this. And then I decided to grab some of the clear gel just to pull the ink. I've done something similar. I think I'd put the gel down first and then the ink on top of it. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, guys. But this effect, I don't want to say it's completely similar to how the Fluid, I think it's called Fluid Void, their other new launch that just came out. I don't have those. I was going to, but the whole set was sold out, and then it's sold individually, but the clear gel is already all sold out. So I don't know. I'll have to figure something out about that. But I'm still going for it with this white ink here. Just putting more on there and then taking it away, and I'll just keep playing with it. And then I will have to cure this since I did put some of that clear gel on there. So at this point, I will go ahead and give that a cure and move along. Now I'm going in with one more coat of clear gel and giving that a cure. And this is how the nail looks so far. The bottom half looks quite muted, after putting that white ink on it. Even though I removed most of it, it still muted the bottom half, so I decided to try to add some more of the Sui ink just to see what that would do, if it might like brighten it back up a little bit. But it just kind of added some more subtle gold veining on the top, and it still turned out really pretty. And this is how the nail looks after top coating it. And you can see all the layers, even with the bottom half being quite muted. You can see the gold peeking through, especially since we added just a little bit more on the top. And here are both of the nails side by side. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you picked up these inks, tag me in pictures. I would love to see what you create with them as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!